I just shift to kind of one of I think, the overarching questions, which is, kind of what Wall Street's purpose is. And, if you go back, to the days when you became a reporter, maybe even me too, Paul. But Wall Street.
The Teddy Roosevelt.
Wall Street raised capital for businesses, and so that the economy could flourish. But it morphed in the past couple decades in particular. A lot of these products, subprime, it has a purpose. Kind of CDS maybe in the first. CDOs, do some of these products really help the capital raising process? Do a lot of them exist to serve Wall Street's own purposes? And we need a financial system that really serves the economy.
Yeah,
an absolutely crucial question. It's the one that troubles me, because I don't have an answer to it. But it is, people always want to blame the speculators, but to a certain extent, without speculators, you don't have a liquid market. There's nobody on the other side of the transaction, so it's more difficult to raise capital. But it's like any good thing, you take it to the nth plus one level and it becomes a disaster. And so what we've done in the last 10 years, our financial markets, created so many of these products that existed simply as zeros and ones on electronic grids, that I don't think they were adding an iota to liquidity, but they created a video game environment where these guys could make enormous sums of money. Individuals at hedge funds and investment banks, at corporations and elsewhere could make enormous sums of money, but they progressively were putting the whole society at risk. And when the system failed, it wasn't just we only kill ourselves. It was
you kill everybody.
You kill everybody.
And it didn't really serve the economy. A lot of it didn't serve the economy.
Wall Street, Wall Street, it's a myth. It's a myth propounded by Wall Street, occasionally by us, that Wall Street exists to serve the economy. And I've been at this longer, I think, than anybody here. And I started as a sports writer, so I came with a balanced view to business writing. The purpose of Wall Street is to make money for the people on Wall Street. As a side effect, it had these benefits. You could raise money, for instance, raise money. You also, back in the day when people actually bought and sold stocks through brokers, you invested through a broker and society invested. But these were side effects. There were beneficial side effects, and the ratio, if there was some way of figuring it out, between, we'll call it, the trading and speculation and the constructive, was different. Now, trading stock, is nothing. You push a button, there's no humans, no one makes any money from it. And capital raising has become, as Larry says, progressively less an important part of Wall Street. And now, it was always tiny, but now it's really, and now it's not even the profits all come, as you've written in your place, and I've written, and a lot of us have written. The profits come from Wall Street doing various things for its own account, and very complicated things that nobody understands, because that's where the big profits are.
And that is a change.
Yeah.
That's
back in the 70s, we would ask, where are the customers' yachts? That yes, people on Wall Street are attracted to those jobs because they like to make money. But as a society, we embrace this because it did have this role of raising capital. We would not have Silicon Valley were it not for Wall Street. The banks would not have loaned money to that industry, for example. But Wall Street created that. But it's when you take a good thing and push it to the limits and beyond, you create a monster.